What's going on, people? Welcome to Live Palace News. It's news that I didn't really expect today, but it's come out, so we had to jump on live. As you know, we dropped the player ratings today, dropped the match preview. In the match preview, we're literally talking about where on earth is all the news? Why are we not doing Palace news? And what happens a few hours later? Literally, the news drops. As you can see from the title, Romain Esse is his medical has been booked for tomorrow. So that is positive news. We're going to be talking about that. As always, make sure to drop a like, even if you're watching replay. Let's see if we can get over 200 likes. And also subscribe if you are new to the channel. The likes and also the new subscribers as well has been helping us out massively. Today, this is our third content of the day. So the videos are coming along, and tomorrow there'll be opposition preview out as well. Lou, I was literally laughing before we started because I swear I talked to my own dad and my own family. Like, I literally went out, I come back, and the last person I talked to in the night is you as well. What's going on, man? What have you been doing in the last few hours before the match preview?
I probably watched the highlights about 15 times from yesterday. I was just watching the United game as well. Southampton let it slip in the last 5 minutes, and I don't have Ahmad in my fantasy team, which pissed me off.
Yeah, I'll be honest with Ahmad. Hat trick. Kyle Walker-Peters, you're one of them. You want
Listen, I'd have Kyle Walker-Peters. I'd have Kyle Walker-Peters still. I said I wouldn't pay 7 million for him though. I'll take him on a free.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess for me, if we're signing a left wing back, then he has to be a starter, like someone ideally who's going to push Mitchell to improve us. But I think we'll disagree there because I know you thought Juve wouldn't start anyways, even if it came to us. But a massive news broke out today, as you can see from the title, people. Romain Esse is booked for medical tomorrow, according to Alan Nixon. And Fabrizio Romano jumped on the gun without giving any credit to Alan Nixon. He will have his medical on Friday to complete a £14.5 million move to Crystal Palace. This is a move that we've been talking about, literally even in today's match preview that we recorded earlier on. We were asking, like, what on earth is going on? He wasn't included in the squad. We were debating what happens if he's included in Millwall squad on Saturday. But it is going to be over and done with. I mean, Lou, it's a relief. It's been dragging on. But how are you feeling about this? He won't be included tomorrow. We'll talk about that as well. But
yeah, who broke it was Nixon, innit? So
yeah, Nixon done it first.
In the comment section, who's the best Palace source? Is it
Nixon.
Manzi? Is it Manzi? Is it Manzi? Nixon? Sammy Mockbell? Who else is there?
Well, I'll be real. Bobby's been good as well, but I think this window, Nixon is winning so far. Like, he's kind of been there from the get-go with Esse, and he's the first one to break it as well. So he's been there. But yeah, Fabrizio and David Ornstein, they've gone down. Like,
no, Ornstein hasn't.
Who?
Ornstein's still up there.
Nah, he's not. He's not. I think both Fabrizio and Ornstein, they're both not that good anymore, to be fair. Nixon is top, man. Nixon is top. Patrick, of course, doesn't think so, but now he has to say my bad. He has to say my bad because he's been getting on to Alan Nixon. But yes, the medical is booked for tomorrow. He's not going to get included in the squad for Saturday, right? There's no way.
No. The medical will probably take quite a while, unless I don't know. He's got to be registered. I don't know if you need to be registered and then you do the medical. I don't know how it works. I'm guessing you can't register before you do a medical.
I think it needs to be registered tomorrow afternoon, the latest.
12 o'clock
this evening for the game on Saturday. So I don't think that will happen. Also, I don't want him to be included in the squad tomorrow. Fresh week. Let him start the week with Glasner and the boys, and then Brentford. We got a nice week, to build up to that game. But we'll talk about the player once it's signed as well. But just your overall thoughts in terms of the fee as well, £14.5 million. That's decent money. I think the release clause was around 12.5. The only thing that I'm really looking at is the potential new release clause at Palace, which I guess we'll find out down the line, because that seemed like, based on what people are saying on social media anyways, nothing factual, but it could be the hold up with people talking about £40 million release clause and Palace not wanting that. So that'll be interesting. But £14.5 million for a player that is still raw, But when you watch him play, he's got ability. That is nothing. Like in today's market, it's a risk worth taking. In fact, I don't really care at this point if you're spending that much money.
Yeah, I think 14.5 is probably the going rate, especially like of all the other championship players that have been going for a lot of money. At least they went for 7. I think they kind of clocked on that the Premier League take the best championship players, and then they turn into 50-60 million pound players. So
Yeah.
I think the price has gone up.
I do want to bring up this myth. I don't know where it started from. About
the Hervé.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stop listening to people. Stop listening to people on Twitter, man.
Why? I'm genuinely curious. Like, it started from someone, and then it just spread out.
Patrick started it. Patrick started it.
What, our Patrick?
Our Patrick. He planted the seed.
It's probably him. It's probably him. God knows who his sources are. But I don't know if that's true, people. I don't know. Like, I don't know where this has started from. I think it was pictured with Hervé before, like a year ago or something. And then all of a sudden, people are like, that's his agent. He's holding us up. He wants release clause. I don't know where we got that from. I genuinely don't know. But if anyone has any further details, let me know, because this has been like a myth that's been going around ever since the past weekend I was going. But yeah, look, £14.5 million is good money. It's good money. It is a player that we've needed. The timing as well could have been better, but could have been worse. It would have been nice to have him maybe earlier on in the week, and then he could have missed a Leicester game, but be ready for West Ham. But I don't really mind it. Look, we just needed another number 10. And as long as he comes through the door and challenges the team, I don't want to talk about in this stream, to be fair. I want to save it for another stream when he's officially announced. But I wonder what the pecking order is going to be like in terms of attackers and forwards, because when you're looking down the left-hand side,
change.
What was that?
I don't think it will change.
Oh, look who it is. Look who it is.
Here's the rumor spreader.
I did not start any rumors about Hervé Zaha. I did not. I know who did during our chat. It wasn't me.
I started no rumors.
It was not me. It was not me. It wasn't me either.
And it wasn't Alan Nixon either. That's all I know. I don't know who started it, but someone.
Wait. Alan Nixon, by the way, top joiner.
Oh, thank you. It's about time, because every single time I used to do Palace News, he's disappeared. Every single time I used to do Palace News, Patrick, you would come on here. Well, not on here. You would always message me saying, Nixon, come on, bro. Like, yeah, you.
So
did.
Wait. That was private.
That
was private. That was private. Now you can tell the whole world.
Even in the past, though, he's scored a couple of shots. Like, he's been on par. And I've told you, but you never listened to me. You never listened to me when I said about Alan Nixon.
Top journal. All right, later.
That's what I appreciate. But whilst you're here, okay, fair enough. He's gone again. It's like he keeps walking in and out of the room.
Yeah, you read it somewhere, not Twitter. Yeah. Did you see that? I read it somewhere, not Twitter. Yeah.
I read it somewhere on Twitter.
No, he said, I read it somewhere, not Twitter.
Oh,
not Twitter. Where then?
Where though? Where did you read it? I'm curious. I don't know where this myth has come from. I don't know where it's come from, to be fair. Samuel saying, guys, slow down. I only just finished watching the last video. Good news, though. Trust me, this is the last video of the day. Like, there's nothing else. Even if it's announced today, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I don't think it will be announced today because it's medical literally booked for tomorrow. But yeah, if you haven't already done so, people, after we end this, player ratings, match preview, and you got this. Like, you cannot complain about Palace content. There's everything covered literally today. I was not even expecting to jump on for this stream as well. SA is good, says Animal. £50 million, pull their arms off. It's free to get him. SA, if Edouard goes for £50 million to America, we'll quickly talk about Edouard because there's a few Palace players, current Palace players and ex-Palace players moving over to the MLS. So Patrick should be happy watching some of them. Match preview was top-notch, lads. Appreciate that, Puppy. And whilst everyone is here as well, make sure to send in your thoughts on SA. And then we're not gonna go on for too long. We're gonna wrap it up soon, anyways. But whilst everyone is here, this is London show. That's going to be on Friday, the 24th of January. It would be nice to see as many of you there as possible. You can. It's going to be a London panel, including myself, Lee Judges, Dan Potts from 12th Man Podcast, Dan Lawless from West Ham Fan TV. Friday, 24th of January, only £10 entry fee. You can join us live by buying your tickets by scanning the QR code as well as clicking on the link in the description down below. It should be a fun night. So if you're free on next week, Friday, head down. It'll be nice to meet as many of you there as possible. Now that that's done, out the way. Let's see. He's more direct. In terms of creativity, I think someone on Twitter said, Twitter, man. That's why I don't really spend that much time on Twitter as much as I used to. Someone said that he's not a creative player. I mean, where do we go from here in regards to that? If Esse is not a creative player, then who on earth is a creative player? I don't even know anymore. Harry's saying he will take time to adjust to the Premier League. Don't expect him to be amazing from the get-go. What are your expectations? With him signing, let's say, over the weekend, the Brentford game, you should be clear for that. How do you see his season at Palace unfolding? Do you reckon he gets minutes straight away? Of course, his medical's tomorrow, so next week everything should be complete. Or will Glasner just ease him in? Because there's a debate. I see some people saying he's raw. However, he's had a decent amount of appearances in the Championship as well. So what would you do with him?
I think I would give him 10, 20 minutes and then 30 minutes. Maybe a run in the cup against Doncaster. Just see how he does, how he adapts. It's going to be how he does in training, which is going to be the main thing. So I trust Glasner to integrate him properly and not to just throw him in any time.
Yeah, and he'll be playing down the right-hand side. So what does this mean? Let's talk about it now. We'll talk about it again once it's confirmed, because we'll probably call him show. But what is this going to mean for a few players? So for me, when everyone is fit, of course, France is not fit right now. It would be Eze and France on the left-hand side, and then Kamada. Kamada's been playing in midfield, but normally I would expect Kamada and Sarr to be down the right-hand side. So how do you think the pecking order is going to work with Esse? Is he going to be up there? Is he going to be bottom? Because I think Sarr, of course, is going to start, but is he right behind Sarr? What does this mean for Kamada? Is going to be more of a midfield option, which then, again, when Walter comes back, I don't really expect Kamada to play as much, because then that means that Lerma and Hughes is going to be dropped to the bench eventually. Who's going to miss out the most from this Esse deal, do you reckon?
Whoever's the most on-form player plays for me. That's just how it is.
There's for you, right now, then, if you had to pick today, who do you reckon it will be that the game time gets limited?
It'll be Sarr. It'll be the same front three that it is right now, until someone else drops out and someone else shows better form.
Yeah, the dog saying D and Lou turn me up. He's excited. Eze on the bench, Sarr number 10, Esse on the wing. I don't think Eze is going to be on the bench. I'll be real. I don't think Glass is going to drop Eze for Esse. He can play both sides, and as at the moment, so versatile. So yeah, that's good. I think he'll be playing down the right hand side, though. People, I still think about him from time to time. The photo on the building for the reveal. Animal, with a question to you, Lou. With everyone fit, would you drop Eze?
Whoever's on form. That's just how it is.
So you would consider.
Well, if Esse was playing better than him, yeah, definitely.
Whoever's
playing better players than me.
I'll be surprised about that. South London Forever saying, man, I was so excited for France, our very own Brazilian wonder kid, still holding our hope. Just exactly. Hopefully he doesn't get re-injured, which he hasn't been, has been confirmed. Around March time, he just needs to prove himself. He needs to be a bit more consistent and available, because he hasn't been so far, and that's a problem for him. I guess that's a fair point as well, David, about Raksaki's future at the football club, because we're talking about the current squad, but then in the summer, Raksaki, when he comes back, he was one of those players that would be mentioned about playing down the right hand side.
Nah, when Southampton go down, they can buy him and give us Sulemana. They bid 15 million.
You're bought on Sulemana after today's performance, yeah, completely.
They bid 15 million for him.
Who?
Southampton did.
Oh yeah, Raksaki. Yeah. To be fair, yeah, the Championship as well. It'd be good, but I don't know if they'll pay that much. But I don't know. We'll see how much money they have. Looney's saying some very necessary competition. This is a good thing now. Players can start competing and they will all improve as a result. A good problem to have, 100%, man. You can never really have too many attackers. And it's looking, one player makes it look much more healthier, because for me, we can talk about who's going to be playing ahead of who, but Sarr is a different option to what Esse will be in terms of what he can offer to the side. I think Esse, you would want him when it's tight games and he can pick up the ball in tight spaces. But Sarr, we saw it, to be fair, against Leicester. He did kind of do that, and we saw it with the Mateta goal. But Sarr is more of a player, in my head anyways, a profile where you have spacing behind and you let him run into those spaces and it's good in front of goal. And I think Esse is a different kind of profile. So now we can offer, you know, depending on the situation, depending on the opponent, like we can have that versatility. It doesn't mean that Sarr needs to start every game. You might have certain games which Esse, once he's into the fold, he might start. He might start because he suits the opponent a bit better, especially if they're playing like a deeper line. Samuel's saying, always exciting to see creative players like Esse at Palace, and like others, I'm still holding out for França. Raksaki will help the PSR for us to spend more in the summer. Yeah, funny enough, people are kind of like giving up on Raksaki already. By the way, if you haven't already, people, hit the like button. Thank you to all of you that's already done that. Colin saying, don't forget, if Ebbs leaves in the summer, Esse could take his place or move somewhere else there. But for now, it's good to have these options. Do you think that's a genuine option? Because I'm wondering, because he's left-footed and Eze plays on the left, I don't know if we would have similar problems to what we have right now. Could Esse be like an Eze replacement, or?
No, I think our fans are just used to not having any options. So can we let's just tone down the outgoings and just focus on...
it doesn't mean like, someone...
options.
We're talking about Raksaki leaving, Eze leaving, like, we need these players at the football club. The reason why Jeffrey Schlupp hasn't left currently. Does the door open for Schlupp? No, he's still...
To Millwall.
To Millwall, potentially. Exactly. But I reckon someone's going to have... Well, sooner rather than later, that bench is going to change. I mean, in a few weeks' time, if Wharton's fit as well, look at the bench that we had against Leicester. If we have Esse, and Esse is going to get involved, people. There's no way we exclude him out of the squad. Like, we're spending £50 million now for a reason. Maybe he doesn't play as many minutes, but he's going to definitely be on the bench. Yesterday's bench, for example, we had Chaderiad, Kapora, Schlupp, Turner, Nketiah, Devaney, Klein, Kamada, Doucouré. When Wharton comes back, someone is definitely dropping. I'm looking at the bench right now, and I think it will most likely be Jeffrey Schlupp. I think Devaney will still be there. But even for Esse, I don't know who he's going to take. Is it going to be Kapora? I think, Kapora and Schlupp potentially off the bench. So if you're adding Esse for Jeffrey Schlupp
and a left wing back,
Kapora,
and a left wing back,
I'll be honest, there's only so many seats on the bench. I don't know who's going to be missing out. So it's a good problem to have. We had Doucouré and Kamada, who they're going to stay on the bench. Doucouré, Kamada. Nketiah will stay on the bench as a strike option. Riyad, I reckon, will stay on the bench because we have no other centre back. And then Klein, could he drop Devaney? No, I just think Kapora is one of those who's definitely walking out and Schlupp. So yeah, the bench should look a bit healthier as well in terms of like having actual players, impact players going forward. Raw is scary for defenders, exactly, Chris. And he's going to learn on the go. I don't expect him to be a world beater straight away. Does anyone else see the improvements in Nketiah's physical attributes? Seems to be mixing up more. I don't. Even with Kamada, I've seen a few people say he didn't have a good game against Leicester. I just think people just got agendas on certain players for whatever reasons. But I don't think Nketiah was that bad against Leicester. And there's only so much you can get out of a player when you're playing him like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes in a game as well. Klein gets dropped once the left wing back comes in. All right, yeah, that's fair enough. And then I think Kapora and Schlupp will get dropped as well. The bench, the thing is, we're not even including França. So maybe Devaney at some point could even get dropped, which is kind of crazy to say. Looney saying, telling you from now, the best midfielder we can have is Hughes and Wharton, hands down. Hughes just edges it over Doucouré for me. Doucouré is just not aggressive enough, and Hughes leads better. Let's see. I think right now you do have a fair point about starting Hughes because Hughes has been one of our best players of the season. But I think a fit Doucouré edges it for me in terms of his attributes and what he can offer overall to the game. But I mean, no one can really debate you about that. Like it's not like you're right, I'm wrong, because I think I think it's a healthy subject to talk about, to be fair, regards to Hughes and Decore, because Hughes has been that good, which I never really expected, I'll be honest, going into the season to talk about whether Hughes would be starting ahead of Decore. Will we sell Schlupp?
But quickly, you can't compare a peak Hughes to a peak Decore. It's two different.
That's what I'm saying. The peak Decore, I think people forgot who he is.
Yeah. I do get what you're saying about Hughes right now, but Decore 100%. Hughes can't lace his boots.
That's why he was linked for £70 million to clubs. But of course, that was a long time ago now. Will we sell Schlupp? Do you reckon this window?
I don't know who would pay money for him.
Is there even a case of paying money? Maybe get rid of the wages.
I don't know. He's been a servant to the club, but
I think we. Yeah. You know what? If we sign a left wing back as well, I think I think we'll be happy to let him go. His contract runs out in the summer, so it's like how much he's even worth. And if you can get rid of his wages and transfer his wages over to some of the new players, then we're saving money like that. So yeah, I think there's a possibility, but it might happen towards the later stages of the window. But yeah, it makes sense for Schlupp to go because eventually he won't be included in the squad. I don't think it's part of the plans for the second half of the season, especially with some of the new players coming in. Munoz clones. Tim said on that point, Looney, Hughes and Walton were dominant in that midfield end of last season. The dog saying how many points for the next 5 do we want? And D, there's a spider behind you. You can't trick me like that, bro. I know there's no spider. Even if there was, it's fine. I'll fight the spider. How many points for the next 5 do we want? I want 15 for the next 5, but we're not going to get 15. I don't know who we got in the next 5, but we got some winnable games. We'll talk about that another time. It's not the time for it right now. The core is still nowhere near 100%. Exactly. I think once he's 100%, he's going to be starting. Championship side will take Jeff. Exactly. As long as they pay his wages, that'll be fine.
He should go Wrexham.
Go on.
He should go Wrexham.
Wrexham. Where are they? League One? League One.
Or Birmingham.
I think he wants to stay in London, though. I don't know what happened to the Millwall talks, but it makes sense for him to stay in London with his family.
He's from the Midlands.
Yeah, but he's settled in London for how many years has he been here now?
Yeah, too many food places here.
Yeah.
Too many food places.
Mitch saying, yeah, only if we get several signings through the door. We're not sending Schlupp while, so we're still short. Yeah, exactly. That's why I feel like it'll happen towards the end of the window. I'll be surprised if we sign a left wing back next week, considering how long Esse took. So I think left wing back will happen in a week or two, which is basically towards the end of the window. And then once that happens, I think we'll try to find a move for Schlupp. And, all the best to him. We just have to. We have to get... We've been too nice at times in terms of making contract decisions and keeping players at a football club, in my opinion. We've kind of chose the easy route by renewing contracts rather than trying to find replacements. And unfortunately, as good as Schlupp has been for this club, for the best of him, for the best of us, he needs to move on. He's going to move on in the summer. Why not do it now and let him find another club rather than just run it down as a free agent? All right, cool. I'm going to wrap up in a few minutes, people. If you haven't already done so, hit the like button and let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As I said, player ratings out. Lou and Patrick done a fantastic job on that. So make sure to check out the player rating show that dropped in the afternoon. Match preview dropped a few hours ago. And of course, you got this as well. So if you haven't already done so, watch on replay. Look, if you're watching it across the world and you got all day, then fantastic. You can watch Palace content. And then tomorrow there's more content dropping as well. So yeah, it's been a busy day. Rob Holding's on £45,000 a week. I don't know, to train with the under 21s, which is absolutely crazy. But that's it from us, people. We'll be back once it's officially confirmed. If you have enjoyed it, like, subscribe. Thanks to each and every single one of you. And until next time, up the Palace.